We're going to be doing one of my favorite awareness drill for multiple attackers. I developed it when I started working in the clubs. One of the things when you're talking to an attacker and he's got his friend in the back, and this happened to me, I'm talking to this guy and he sucker punched me because I went into tunnel vision. I needed to create a drill that as I'm talking to him, I'm studying the person behind and he doesn't know. I'm not doing this and talking to him. I'm not getting my eye line off anything. I'm looking at him, but the whole time I'm studying Costa's movement. So what's the drill? The whole time we're not adding verbal. I'm looking at Daniel and Costa's moving around. And my goal is to break down everything I see from Costa. Ready, Costa? Costa's walking to the side. He's blading. He took out a knife. He switched hands with it. He's coming. I could still see his knife. He stopped. He switched hands with his knife. He's walking towards me. Both hands are behind him in parallel. He's pacing. He's looking at me. Now he took out the knife. I can see it. Took a step back, switched it again. Came really close. He just stopped and he's looking at me right now with a really mean face. And now he's angling off. Oh, I see the knife. It's coming out. Now he brought out the other hand on top. He's kind of getting close. He's pacing. He's looking at me. He stopped, came really close. Again, his hands are behind. He's just switched hands, knife again, break. And the idea is that I'm studying Costa while I'm looking at him. If you don't train this, I can guarantee you, you're never going to see anything that person does. And how do you avoid getting sucker punched from a multiple attacker? Is this drill. If I do this drill, I'm looking at you. He doesn't know I'm looking at him. He thinks I'm looking at him, and I know that he's the sneaky guy who's going to sucker punch me or stab me. He might be a threat too. But I know, because I'm in close, I know both his hands are in his spot. I've studied him. So I'm ready to make my move here, but I'm also ready to take him out. So let me do it again. I'm going to close my eyes. Start it whenever you want. Costa walked up. He just reached for something. I can't see his hand that's behind. Oh, I would strike him right now. This would make me nervous. Took a step back, switched something. He has one arm behind. He's looking at me, switched again. I see the knife, put it in his pocket. He's kind of pacing. He took a step back. Ooh, took a little quick step. He's leaning his head forward a little bit. Switched again, both hands, switched knife. I see one hand behind the back, one open. He moved around. He's coming. He's looking at me. Now he's getting a wider angle. Again, he's just took a step a little bit more back and break. So all you're doing in this video, in this lesson, is studying that person. Now, we're going to add a little bit level to it, a little bit harder. Costa, come over here. Daniel, grab the knife. Where Costa's going to stand in front of me. You're going to do what Costa does. All I want you to do is move around, kind of look at me, move in, move out, stop. And Costa now is going to be talking to me. My objective is I'm talking to him. I got to study everything. Once I say break, I got to see everything I see with him. Okay? So just tell me, what are you looking at, Costa, whatever.
What's up, man? What are you looking at?
Nothing, man. I wasn't looking at you. You know,
well, it looks like you're looking at. That's why I'm here talking to you.
If I was, you look familiar. That's why.
With me.
Not at all.
I look stupid.
No, I know you from somewhere. I just can't figure it out. Where are you from?
I know is you're gonna give me your money now. You're gonna give me a nice watch.
Where do I know you from? What school did you go to?
We met today, right now at this moment.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
I've never.
So now you're gonna give me your money because you're acting smart.
No, not at all, man. Look, I don't have any money on me. What about credit card, cash?
You're looking at the watch, you got nice shoes.
It looks like it.
You come out of the club, you bought a bottle.
Actually, just
give me your money, bro.
I'm actually broke. My ex-wife just left me.
We will break you.
I lost all my money, man.
I
lost all my money.
We see your pockets full of money.
And break. Now, this was really hard because I'm trying to look at him. And I saw him walk here. I saw him pull out the knife. I saw him stop. I saw him come back. I saw him switch hands. That's all I saw. Did you do anything else? Right? I saw him but it's hard because now part of this drill is I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you, and once the drill is done, I gotta say everything I saw him do. And again, guys, we haven't even fought, but just like you train every strike, you have to train this. If you don't train this, you're gonna fail in the street. He's going to stab you. He's going to punch you in the face because you're going to go into tunnel vision and you're going to forget about the second person. So let's do it one last time. So you can put the knife in, you can put the knife out, you could point at me, you could look at me, you could do this shit, play with your cap, take it off, put it on. My objective is as I'm talking to him, trying to diffuse, I got to be studying every movement from him. Let's do it one more time.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
What are you doing in this area?
Actually, I'm kind of lost.
You are lost.
What area is this?
You shouldn't be here.
I just took an Uber and I'm like, do you know what street this is?
Yeah, the street is called "Give me your money and give me your shoes and give me your watch right now before you get hurt."
I don't have any money on me, and
you do have money. You're ready.
It's actually a fake Apple Watch. I don't think you want you would want a fake Apple Watch.
I want everything you got, my friend. You're gonna go home back naked.
You really want all that?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't want to see me naked, man.
So just take out your clothes. You're wasting your time.
I'm like.
You want to go home safe?
What about if I give you like a credit card, or how about a check? I can give you $10,000. Do you want? Would you want?
Give me your cards with your numbers. Give me your money. Give me your shoes. Give me everything you got.
Break. So, man, he did a lot of stuff now. I even lost a little. I know that you pulled out the knife, you aimed like you were going to shoot me. You did something like this at one point. I think you played with your hat with another point. I saw you pace back and forth. I saw you take out the knife, put back the knife. Did you do anything else specific?
I switched hands.
Switched hands. Guys, it's a really tough drill, right? And again, if you don't do it, and if you've never even watched this video or this lesson, you're never going to think of this. And people say, why do you get sucker punched? Why do you get hit? It's because your awareness is down, because most people will go tunnel vision, forget the second person. And again, what I want to be doing is studying on that second person while I'm talking. So when you start with the drill, just start by studying the second person. As you're looking, look somewhere else. Then add the verbal. So you're adding another challenge to it. And then you bring the difficulty, like the challenge, you make it even more challenging. Because now I'm trying to diffuse. I'm talking. I'm not focusing so much on the diffusing. I am, but I'm also focusing mostly on looking at the second person. Again, second person could do stuff like play with his hat, play with his shirt, switch hands, make a fist, pretend he's going to punch me, threaten me, point me. And your objective once the drill is done is to pinpoint every little detail you picked up from the other person. So in this chapter, we're going to be looking at some multiple attackers. Now we're going to start with the same drill. Now, where you got to study two people at the same time. What I want you to do is I'm going to come over here, guys, position yourselves. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. They're going to position themselves any way they want. I'm going to open my eyes and I got to break down all four hands, all point of contacts, and I got to locate who is the biggest threat from both of them. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes. You guys place yourselves somewhere. Tell me when to open my eyes.
Open.
Oof. So, I see Daniel, both his hands. He's about 60-40 weight distribution. He's angling off to the side. His head, he's about 3 feet away. Now, I see Costa. He makes me nervous. He's angling off. I don't see a weapon, but I didn't really get a chance to see fast enough. I see both his hands are kind of closed. His body's leaning forward. He's 60-40. He's in this angle right over here of attack. Right now, I'm vulnerable from both of them. I really don't like this position. When you're faced against multiple attackers, the last thing you want to do is stay in the center. So let me open my eyes right there. So right here, I have Costa who can charge here, come in, boom. I got Daniel that could go and punch or come attack from here as well. So this is the last place I would want to be. Just like we did in the other drill. If I had to position myself just with one stance, one footwork, where would I go? Here. I wouldn't walk through. I wouldn't step here. I wouldn't go here unless I decide to strike. But if I was here and they were talking to me, I would position here. Always trying to keep one person in front of the other. Again, we're going to see it later in movement. But first, I just want you to be able to understand, to look at both the attackers, point of contacts, and positioning, again, using the pivot and knowing, do I move in with this foot? Do I move in here? Do I step through? Do I give my back? As now I've got to look at two people and both their angles of attack. So what I would do is step off here. Now I'm always keeping one in front of the other, that if I needed to strike him, then I would keep him as a shield, okay? Let's do it again, guys. Tell me when.
Go.
Oh, okay, let me start with the biggest threat. I see Costa's lead hand that's empty. I see his hand behind. He probably has a weapon. He's leaning forward 60-40. Feet are parallel. His head is leaning forward, which means he's moving forward. Daniel's off a little bit to the side. I didn't see the other hand. I saw the first hand is open. Again, he's almost a little bit in the same position as Costa, leaning forward, head, but he's a little bit more further. Costa's a little bit closer. Both there's weight distribution. Looks like they're both going to be ready to attack. Okay? So I'm right here. Now, again, they're both centered. He has a fist. I couldn't see. Could be holding a knife, and it's backwards. Costa has a knife. His hand is leaning forward. Now, if I had to make a move, right, Forget about if I had to strike, right? If I had to position myself, because maybe let's say you're standing more tall, like you're not moving forward, like you're talking to me, and I had to move, where would I move? Would I move here? No, I'm running to his line of fire. Would I go here? No. How do I, in one movement, move and keep him stacking? If I'm here, I would just shift my weight here. Now I got further away from him, but I got Costa as a shield that if I decide to strike, I can use him as a shield. So I'm studying the body language of both, and then I'm moving out of the line of fire and picking one. And again, guys, do it again, but don't get into any type of fighting stand. It's as if you guys are talking to me, okay? Let's do it one last time. Again, 1 foot forward, hands are up. Tell me when. Tell me when.
Go.
Ooh. So, Costa's leaning off, blading off to the side. I can't see this hand. He might have a weapon. He's got his arm over here, which is a big threat, very close. He's blading off to the side. I think he's 50-50. His head is, yeah, kind of center. His feet are parallel. Felt like his head was tilting slightly forward. His hands were together. He could be holding a weapon on the inside, but I don't think so. His feet are kind of like parallel. Costa's much closer. That arm is a big threat. But again, he's close enough where he can charge me. I'm right here. Now, where would I position myself from here? Right? Would I go through? Definitely not. I want to try to avoid going through. Would I pivot off to the side where I'm here and I create a little bit more distance where my hand is here? I think that's where I would go, right? Because if I do this, I'm giving my back. If I step here, I'm giving him the angle. I always want to move in a way that I'm keeping all the angles and I could see both attackers. I never take them out of my field of vision. So if I moved here with one step, I create a distance. He's a little bit further. I know that this hand is clear that I could jam, or if I need to strike, I can strike. I could probably even throw a side kick, keep him back. But again, with one step, I maximized my angle. I got out of the line of fire. I created distance with him. I got closer to Costa where I can be able to strike and use him as a shield. So guys, this is a great drill, right? When you're faced against multiple attackers, is to be able to study both attackers, their body language, and start the fight. Like, the moment they're in your face, the fight is on. If these guys flank you off the corner, like off to the side, if they manage to get your back, if you turn your back on one, that's why people get sucker punched. Simple drill. Break it down. One movement, one footwork. You don't need to move like so many feet and get into a fighting stance. Imagine you're talking to them and you're positioning your angles of attack.